Yeah.
This year. Yeah, so we're gonna go right here.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Are you okay? Oh yeah. I mean, the only thing that changed.
Right now, we hope, everything goes to normal and have more customers. Even the people is afraid to see, a lot of people around. But, and we hope now for August, when the school come back, they say maybe it's gonna be full. So maybe everything comes to normal.
Did you do delivery or takeout or outdoor dining?
Yes, we have outdoor dining and we also got delivery. And they also have pizza portion. And another concern we have is a little bit the safety right now around with the homeless. All the staff sometimes customers complain about the control safety or afraid to come around Lowell. Last year I had the top.
We talked.
Okay.
My friend Angel and my friend Mike, he's over there.
Okay.
We saw people smashing those pots.
We'll talk to the city manager about that.
Yeah, go over. Every time we get something nice.
Yeah. We want to keep it nice.
We'll talk to the
So
city
thank you
manager.
for watching out for us. It's great to see so many of you here at this table. The whole point of coming here today is to check in and, more importantly, hear from you what is top of mind, most concerning, but at the same time, as business people who are accustomed to taking risk and working hard and plowing through challenges, where are the opportunities that we can partner on together?
We've all been through a really, really challenging time, to say the least, and we got through it together. It's how we get things done in Massachusetts, right? We work together, every level of government and our business and community leaders, to get important things done. And I think the big question for us is, well, let me say, first of all, we tried to be as helpful as we can to our small businesses with assistance and capital and marketing promotion and investments in the downtowns. And we're trying to build more housing in the downtowns, trying to make sure you get the workforce you need. And I think we've all done a lot together these last 15, 16 months. The big question for us now is what's next? What are the next things we need to focus on? So we want to hear from the business leaders. What are their challenges? What are their opportunities? What can we do as an administration to be as helpful as we can to you? The governor has a proposal before the legislature now to spend $350 million on our downtowns. I think it would go a long way to help advance the kind of community building and business building we all want to see. So part of this mission is to get ideas on how to deploy that money. But I'm just always so grateful when folks come out and want to spend time with us and share their perspective. And looking forward to hearing what's on people's minds.
We had over 100 employees between our two Massachusetts restaurants. We also opened a third restaurant in Nashua in the middle of the pandemic, but that's a different story. So the two restaurants in Massachusetts, we had more than 100, we had about 110 employees. We had to furlough 88 employees. That was the worst day. 27 years of being open at Cobblestone. It's just horrific. Throughout that time, many people left the industry, rightfully so. So we're struggling right now with a huge workforce issue. We see the business is there, and all the great things that everybody's been working on has really helped, I think, to bring people out again, and everybody's, not everybody, but most people are feeling safe to come out. We can't open a 6-day, we used to be open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. We can't open, we actually had to just shut down on Sunday, our brunch on Sundays. We can't open for lunch. We have enough staff just to have one shift basically at both restaurants, which is the dinner shift.
Our workforce is still intact.
Good.
A lot of restaurants are struggling with it. I mean, the pandemic gave a great opportunity to get out of the hospitality industry, or they're enjoying the summer off until September comes around, or they've moved, or they've left, or the pandemic caused a ripple effect. Everyone lost money. A lot of people didn't pay rent. Building owners are losing a ton of money, so they're gonna either recoup their dollars in another way, which, is very expensive to live in Lowell. It's very expensive to live in downtown Lowell. There's an overtaxing issue that is passed on to tenants. There's an over cost. One guy charges $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment in a beautiful building. A fellow that owns not so beautiful building will charge $1,800 for a rat-infested dump, but they'll get it because that's all that's available. You can't sustain that. So if you're working in a restaurant, or if you're working in a clothing store, or if you own a clothing store, you can't afford to live in Lowell. So you move to Drake or Tingsboro or Lawrence or Wynn or wherever. So getting people to come to Lowell, it's a big ripple effect because everything is so expensive now because everyone's trying to recoup their money.
The future is changing. Offices are changing. I talked to somebody from Enterprise Bank the other day, and they said, we talked about the state of the downtown and the lack of customer base. And this person said to me, well, we had 150 people working in the downtown, and we probably have 20 people now working in the downtown, and we don't know when they're going to come back.
Yeah.
And those are the people with disposable income who are shopping in the stores and patronizing the people who are sitting in this room. So that's a challenge, making them feel comfortable and looking at the future of office space. And if it's not going to be office space, maybe it is housing, but we need people downtown.
If we're able to get more funding to provide more staff or technical assistant, it would help immensely because so many of our businesses need help and we're just stretched thin all the time.
I love the idea of business improvement for the downtowns because that's really crucial as well. Just make it welcoming so people want to come out, they want to just, hey, let's just go walk downtown or walk around on a Wednesday night and see what's going on. So,
We did do a lot of the placemaking around shared streets and spaces.
Yep.
You've taken, set for
Yes.
grant, you've taken advantage of those grants,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it sort of was a pilot, right, during the pandemic
Yep.
to figure out how to better use parking spaces and parking lots and underutilized areas, and they became very special places, and maybe some of that will be permanent.
Bottom line is eroding because my cost of doing business is skyrocketing. I have to compete and give people additional incentives in the form of money so they don't leave me and go to the next business. My vendors, my cost of buying the food and stuff is going through the roof. They blame it on transportation, they blame my lack of supplies, but am I going to pass the cost on to my clients, my customers? Most of my customers, they come from all over the area. We've been in business long enough. But a lot of them, we are proud that low-income families can come and get a pizza for $12, and including tax, and be able to feed a family of 4 or 5. And they come in 3 or 4 times. If I go to $20 a pizza, they're not going to be able to afford it. So how can established businesses that are doing the best they can to meet the need get some help so they can stay in business for the next 50 or 60 years? There's a way to be creative about it. There can be tax incentive. All employees come from low-income areas in Lowell, they're all Lowell residents. So there's got to be ways that we can not forget the people who are in business for a long time, who have a following, and they are going out of their way to keep the doors open. Okay?
Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate your sharing, candidly, where you're at. I know it's been a very terrible, hard, painful year, and we're in this transition, I think, from crisis to vision and action, I would add, is really important. You have incredible resources right here in this business leadership group, so we will continue to partnership with you. Obviously, great leadership at City Hall and with your delegation. So we're at our best when we work together, and we will continue to do that.
Thank you, everybody.
This
Great
study does
discussion.
that well.
All right.
The entire Commonwealth seems to do that well.
You got it.